If you look out over a bustling taxi park in Kampala early in the morning, you'll notice a distinct pattern before the rush begins. Drivers start the engine and let it idle for several minutes. They're giving the machinery time to reach operating temperature, knowing that forcing a cold engine to immediately jump to top speed is a guaranteed way to snap a belt or crack a valve. Your body operates on the exact same mechanical logic. If you roll out of bed and instantly sprint 100 meters, your muscles and joints are bearing a massive, sudden load before they have the physical heat or lubrication to handle it. So just like that minibus, human anatomy requires a deliberate, step-by-step preparation sequence to handle the intense friction of sports without breaking down. Think about the moments right before a local school football match kicks off. Preparation begins with securing the playing environment. This involves clearing the pitch of sharp stones or hidden glass and ensuring every player is equipped with proper gear like sturdy shoes and shin guards. This diagram illustrates why jumping straight into the game is so risky. On the left, we have a cold, stiff rubber band that snaps sharply the moment you pull it. On the right, a warm rubber band stretches smoothly under the same tension. Your resting, unconditioned muscle fibers act exactly like the band on the left. If you skip checking the field and force those cold muscles to sprint or tackle, you are guaranteeing a biomechanical failure. The muscle fibers will simply tear. To safely transition from resting to running, we use a 3-phase warm-up. Phase 1 is the pulse raiser, usually 3 to 5 minutes of very light jogging. This circulatory diagram shows jogging's goal: increasing heart rate, pumping blood to the limbs, and shifting internal temperature from cool blue to active orange. Now warm, we begin dynamic stretching. Zooming into the knee, moving stretches distribute fluid, safely loosening the hinge while in motion. You should never perform static stretching, meaning standing perfectly still and pulling on a muscle while you are cold. Stretching an unwarmed muscle is the easiest way to cause an injury. The final step is Phase 3, skill-specific practice. This means lightly mimicking the exact sport you're about to play, like casually passing a volleyball back and forth, to get your brain focused on the physical mechanics of the game. Through this sequential routine, jogging, moving stretches, and light practice, you actively transform your body from a fragile resting state into a highly flexible machine. Once the game hits peak intensity, another physiological factor comes into play: the natural adaptations the human body undergoes during puberty. As athletes grow, male and female bodies develop distinct physical advantages. This diagram maps these biomechanical traits. On the left, male adaptations. Increased upper body muscle mass translates to a higher capacity for physical strength. On the right, female adaptations. Widening hips create a lower center of gravity, keeping the body's balancing point closer to the ground. This lower center of gravity provides a stabilization advantage, allowing for superior balance during the complex, rapid pivots required on the court. A complete team relies on all these different mechanics. You need the mass and strength to defend, alongside the balance and flexibility to maneuver. Every body type serves a unique, necessary function in sports. When the final whistle blows, exhausted players often feel the instinct to collapse and rest completely still under the nearest mango tree. It feels natural, but it is highly dangerous. Inside a fatigued leg muscle, hard exercise generates a waste product called lactic acid, shown as jagged green shapes accumulating between fibers. If you sit still, blood flow halts. The lactic acid gets locked in place, heavily irritating the muscle tissue. At the same time, because you stopped moving abruptly, your heart rate drops entirely too fast. Blood pools all the way down in your heavy legs, depriving your brain of essential oxygen and causing a wave of severe dizziness. Passive rest immediately after a hard sprint doesn't actually help you recover. It traps the waste inside your body, guaranteeing severe pain and stiffness the next morning. To safely return your body to its normal baseline, you have to execute an active cooldown. Phase 1 is simply walking slowly for about 3 full minutes to bring your elevated heart rate down gently. Once your breathing is controlled, you move to Phase 2, static stretching. This is the time to sit or stand perfectly still, reaching for your toes and holding that position for 15 to 30 seconds. Holding these stretches squeezes the muscle fibers, wringing out that trapped lactic acid like a wet sponge, so your circulating blood can wash it away. This table summarizes the two opposite ends of body conditioning. Before the activity, you warm up using dynamic, moving stretches. After the activity, you cool down using static, still stretches. Mastering the mechanics of how to start and stop the body's systems allows an athlete to perform at their peak while avoiding the chronic injuries that can end a career.